Well, one of you guys came up with the bright idea of let's smoke pot with Pete. So here we got a roach from last night. And we're going to light this fucker up with the hemostats. Ready, boys and girls? I mean, if we could do a live thing, it'd be even more fun, but maybe that'll be down the road. Who knows? So you light... What was the old fucking song back from the 70s me and the boys used to sing? Roll, roll, roll a joint, pass it down the line. Take a toke and hold the smoke, it'll blow your fucking mind. Isn't it the truth? So everybody out there twisting one up right now? Oh, and by the way, we're getting close to Christmas, so if anybody wants to send me something, send me green. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Alright, but enough of that shit. You probably want to be entertained. I know. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take you back to a weird night in New York City. 73, 74 maybe. I was working as a mechanic in the garage when my three buddies, Jimmy, Gasoline, and Ian, showed up. And we're talking about this movie that was opening up this weekend, Andy Warhol's Frankenstein. And I had heard a couple things on the radio about it, but when you're working, you sort of like, you listen to the music and you tend to let it just blow off. So they come to the station as I'm getting ready to get the hell done on a Saturday afternoon. And they're like, wow, we want to go check out the Andy Warhol's Frankenstein thing. I said, yeah, I heard about it. Sounds good. And they go, well, what do you say we shoot over the city and check it out? I say, yeah. I go, let me clean up and I'll meet you guys down at Jimmy's house. So I go home, clean up, drive my van over there, and I should have been tipped off because, number one, Jimmy don't spring for spit. Gasoline will try to buy his way out of anything with promises of weed, which he always had, and Ian would pretty much go along with what anybody else was saying. So I get down to Jimmy's house, and they're like, hey, you want to drive in? I'm like, not particularly. What if we pay for gas and pay for the parking? Well, that should have tipped me off, but I wasn't thinking straight at that moment. So I said, yeah, sure, and like the parking port authority wasn't $60 fucking like it is today. All right, so we get over there, and Parking Port Authority, and we go up 42nd Street. I believe it was playing at the Liberty. And then I see the 3D thing, and I'm like, you motherfuckers. Had I had known this shit was 3D, I wouldn't have done it, because, no matter what you do, you got to wear the glasses, and if you wear fucking glasses, that means you got to put the other shit over your glasses. So I'm like, all right, now I'm a little fucking tweaked, but yes, I got some really good weed. I said, well, good, because I want to be smoking your really good weed. So we go in, and the film starts, and Joe D'Alessandro was the star. He's a Romanian peasant with a Brooklyn accent. And the Frankensteins are a brother and sister team, incestuous brother and sister team that seem to have two children that sort of like to cut shit up. So Udo Kier plays the Baron. Monique von Vuren plays the sister. And they're doing these bargain basement experiments in there. So the whole thing is, he has created a female creature, but has to create a male creature to mate with it. Now, he's spying on the Joe D'Alessandro peasant character who goes with his buddy, who's obviously, for all intents and purposes, gay, because they go into this whorehouse, and then, you sort of think, you might have got some hot Euro chicks at this point. Nah, not really. You got these pretty much porky chicks. And I looked over to Gas, I go, roll another one, motherfucker. So, okay, he rolls another one. So the whole deal is that they're looking for a stud, because Frankenstein and his fucking weird-ass servant, Carl, or whatever the fuck his name is spying on them. And they hear a lot of screaming and yelling in the thing because a lizard got in. Well, the guy who ain't having sex takes the lizard and throws it out, so they think he's the stud. So pretty much they ambush him on the way back from Joe's with this big fucking pair of hedge clippers and cut off his head, and you have the usual gory fucking shit. First 3D effects are bats in the face and shit like that. And then it just kept getting weirder and weirder. He puts the head on. The Joe character, the peasant character, knows there's something up and starts sniffing around the castle, but gets hired to pretty much service the sister. Okay. So it's just getting fucking weirder and weirder here. So, whatever's going on, and I'm getting more fucking stoned and shit. Now I'm making stupid cracks because I think there's one line where basically the professor is basically the creature, and he goes, "To understand life, you must f death in the gallbladder," or something, which, you know, fucking the whole place just broke up because that fucking statement was so stupid. So, alright, now we're getting some more weird shit going on where Carl disembowels the maid and she falls on a grating and you got guts hanging in your 3D face. Alright, Gas, light up another one. Fuck this shit, light up another one. So, now there's this whole deal where he brings the male creature to life to bang the female creature, but being that the male creature, whose head was taken from a gay guy and put on the creature, ain't even interested in this shit. So, all kinds of fucking dumb shit goes fucking wrong. Totally fucking confusing, but for whatever reason, the female creature gets disemboweled. There's guts all over. Oh wait, before that happens, I'm losing fucking track because, okay, I'm stoned here and I was stoned there. The sister tries to bed the creature, and the creature basically, she wants to be embraced, and he crushes her to death with his arms. Alright, so now we're all back in the lab. Creature won't fuck lady creature. Somehow I believe she gets disemboweled or some shit like that. Then there's something going on with a fight. The mad doctor gets his fucking hand cut off, and of course the bloody stumps in your face. More shitty 3D effects because you're getting blood in your face. I think the high point was that somebody shoved a pike through the doctor's back, and it came out with either his heart or his fucking gallbladder hanging onto it, which of course is in our 3D faces. And he gives this like long-winded death speech that seems to last for like 3/4 of an hour before he finally keels over. Then the creature rips his own abdomen open, and you got more 3D guts in the face. And somehow in the interim, Joe was hung up by somebody, probably the doctor or something, because Carl got fucking killed too. And now you see these kids picking up sharp objects and advancing on Joe, and the movie ends. Alright, well, I turn around and look at my buddies, and I look at Ian especially, and Ian, what the fuck did you three do before you got a hold of me? And they're giving me this look, and I said, did you guys do blotter before you? I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. They did fucking blotter. He's freaking out. And Gas goes, well, what the fuck? I said, what the fuck? Look at him. He's ready to fucking explode. He's going to do something stupid. Let's get the fuck out of here. So I'm like, let's go. That's where I forgot what even the second feature was. And it wasn't when they doubled it up with Andy Warhol's Dracula. That was later on. This was playing with something else, which I don't remember. So anyway, I gotta hustle the fucking tripping Three Stooges the fuck out of there and back to Port Authority to get the van and hope we don't get in any more trouble because Ian's like this now. Alright, so we get in the van, get out of Port Authority, we're back in Jersey when Gas goes, why don't we go on a wombat? Well, maybe everybody has different definitions of what a wombat is, but our definition was it was basically cruising around, going nowhere, smoking weed and listening to tunes. Okay. So we do this. Somehow, you know, well, I said, no, you know, they paid for the fucking gas, so I didn't give a shit. Plus, I'm not tripping, so I can still drive. So we're driving around. We wind up somewhere in Oakland, New Jersey. And there's a Nathan's. And, of course, everybody wants to get something to eat. You know, the munchies kicked in, so I'm like, okay, I'm the straightest one, and that's really pushing it, to be able to go in and order the food. So we take up a collection amongst the four of us, which comes to, and I remember this, $9.45. So I go in and I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to prices. I'm like, give me 2 of this, 1 of this, 3 of that, blah, blah, blah. Unbelievably, the fucking total came out to $9.45. So now I bring these hot dogs, hamburgers, and tubs of French fries back to my truck. So we're all sitting there, and we're all eating. All of a sudden, Ian goes, I can't eat this hamburger. And like, at this point, I don't give a shit. I go, why? And he goes, it's got a face and it's staring back at me. So I go, all right, throw it out the window. I hear a splat. I go, next time, open the fucking window. And I'm like, clean that up. And as a matter of fact, clean up all this stinky fucking smelly fucking food. Get it all out of my fucking truck because there's like tubs of french fries on my dashboard. There's shit all over the place. So I make them clean up the fucking truck. And then they're like scolded little children as I drive back to Jimmy's house. So that was one thing that actually happened on a Saturday night. It wasn't far from a lot of the shit that we did on Saturday nights, which basically... because of our financial situation, we'd either one thing we could do was, the Route 3 drive-in was really close and it was off a service road. So if you went down the service road and you killed your lights, you could hop the fucking curb and just pull up to a speaker and just sit there. And if, 15, 20 minutes passed and nobody bothered you, you made it. So then you could find a better fucking space to go. We did a lot of shit like that, especially because we all had vans and very little money. So I remember one time there was this triple feature that was making the rounds all summer one year, and it was 3 of 5 movies: Monty Python and the Holy Grail, The Groove Tube, Kentucky Fried Movie, Tunnel Vision, and there was something else. There was another one that was thrown in the mix. Why can't I remember that? One of those ensemble comedies. So like I said, you Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I could probably recite the whole movie verbatim. So anyway, this one's playing at the Anthony Wayne Drive-In next to the Willowbrook Mall at Wayne. So, all right, we figured it out. We had a bunch of chaise lounges and chairs, and we figured, all right, there's 5 of us. 3 guys go in the back, we'll put all the shit on top of them, and me and Jimmy will just drive in. But before we do that, of course, we have to get some refreshments. And being that our budget was so meager, we opted for the 99-cent bottles of wine. So we were in Harrison at the time. That's where the original 2 Guys from Harrison came about. 2 Guys was a big department store chain that's now out of business in Jersey. But in the middle of the parking lot, they had their liquor store. So we walked in, this guy's reading a copy of Screw, and we go, excuse us, where do you keep your cheap wines? And he didn't even look, he just pointed down the aisle. So we go down there. And we got, was different flavors of Night Train for 99 cents a bottle. There was Mellow Days, Easy Nights, and Steppin' Out. Well, of course, Steppin' Out won the fucking prize, so we got 4 bottles of Steppin' Out. All right, so now we're good. We go up to the drive-in. And we pull up to the window, and the girl goes, oh, how many? And we go 2, and she starts chuckling. And I go, what are you chuckling about? She goes, I know you got guys back there. I don't care. And she goes, but I got to warn you about something. I said, what's that? She goes, there's a Volkswagen that rolls around with 2 plainclothes cops in it. They're going to probably walk up to you and ask you for rolling papers. And when you say rolling papers, they're going to pull out their badge and try to toss your truck. I said, all right, cool, thanks. Okay, so we pull in, get a nice section between, we're taking up 3 fucking spaces because we're going side doors, chaise lounges, little whatever we were doing, making some fucking food and shit. Okay, and the movie starts. I think the first one was The Groove Tube, and true to form, here comes this little fucking Volkswagen puttering around. So this guy jumps out, and he couldn't have cop written all over him more. I mean, he just oozed cop. He had long hair and shit like that, and a denim shirt, but something, the shoes were the dead giveaway. So he comes bouncing up and he goes, hey guys, any chance you guys got any fucking rolling papers you can spare? We all fucking basically went at him. What the fuck is wrong with you? We basically just charged his ass. He didn't know what the fuck to do. He jumped back in the Volkswagen and took off. We didn't see him for the rest of the night. So the only thing I remember is I made it through the first 2 movies, and then somebody woke me up because I tipped out of my chaise lounge and I had fucking gravel on the side of my face and lost my damn dugout. So that's another Saturday night. And if you like the Saturday night at the movies stories and, just what we did in New York, just hanging out stories, hey, email me at grindhousepurgatory@gmail.com or leave a comment on the video or do whatever because, if that's what you want, that's what you'll get. And here we go again with the fucking pandemic taking off again. So, you know, it ain't a big fucking deal to wear a mask. I do it. Everybody does it around here. Please, wear the fucking mask. Let's get rid of this shit so we can fucking go out and have some fucking fun again. So, if you subscribe, thank you for subscribing. If you tuned in, thank you for tuning in. If you're looking to pick up any copies of Grindhouse Purgatory, my DVDs or my books, just email me directly at grindhousepurgatory@gmail.com. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you on the flip side.